Today we're making a vegan barbecue sandwich. For this barbecue, we're going to be using king oyster mushrooms. These are really large and have this amazing texture that works really well for what we're going to be doing today. First thing we want to do is prepare the mushrooms, and I just cut off the last 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. It gets a little woody, not really something you want to eat, and you'll see that I didn't cut enough off of one of them, but that's for later. Then we have our mushroom, and keep the cap on for now. Grab a fork and get to shredding. They actually are very soft. The fork goes in nice and easy. Treat it just like you would shredding anything that requires shredding with a fork. Here you can see where I didn't get the end good enough, so I'm just going to cut another 3/8 of an inch off. That way it's not woody and I can totally scrape right through that. And here you can see what we end up with from the shredding. Nice shredded mushroom. The texture on this, the shape of it, everything about it is very much like what you would remember as the meat product that is not to be mentioned, but makes barbecue. If you do get some pieces that are a little too big, you can strip them by hand, just peel them apart. They come across pretty easily. And yes, I did see that mushroom roll across the table. No, it didn't fall on the floor. Something I want to mention here is that these cook down a lot. So what you're seeing here is 2 mushrooms worth. They usually come 3 to a package where we buy them. And this is probably enough for one really good packed sandwich. If you can go a little bit less, you could probably get 2 sandwiches out of it. Depends on how long you cook it too. When you cook them, they tend to lose their moisture and they shrink. So you see me cutting off these ends. I treat them as just regular cap mushrooms, white mushrooms. I put them in the fridge and use them in whatever I would use a mushroom for. They cut up nicely. They are a mushroom cap. Once you have your mushrooms completely shredded, you want to put them onto a tray. I'm using a Silpat here on just a regular baking sheet, but parchment paper works just as well. You want to spread them out pretty evenly, make one layer. You don't want them overlapping too much or else you won't really get them to cook quite right. What we're looking for is dehydration and a little bit of caramelization. Also, at this point, if you find any last bits that are just a little too big, strip them down a little bit, but texture variation is good. I like a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. It adds to the experience. Now we do want to add just a little bit of oil. It helps with browning, helps them cook and not stick. So I'm just using this fancy sprayer and putting a couple of sprays, maybe 1/2 teaspoon. By the way, that sprayer is awesome and it'll be in the description. Then a little bit of salt, just maybe a couple of good pinches. And then some fresh cracked black pepper. Try saying that 3 times fast. Once that's done, into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. While our mushrooms are cooking, let's get a nice big slice of onion to put on this barbecue sandwich. And there we have it. 15 minutes have passed and our mushrooms are out for their first check. They're looking a little smaller. What I want to do is mix them up, get all the bottom bits to the top and the top bits to the bottom. Anything that's stuck, get it back in the middle. Some of them will dry out a little bit too much. We call that over caramelized. And then you just want to spread them back out in the pan. And then it's back in the oven for these mushrooms for another 8 minutes. And after 8 minutes, you can see how much smaller they really are. It's kind of amazing. But at this point, it's time to sauce. Now you can use any barbecue sauce you want, but use this one. Trust me. Sweet Baby Ray's is just the best barbecue sauce out there. Somebody's going to argue, I know, I'm sorry, I'm prejudiced, I'm biased, but it's the best barbecue sauce, except for mine, which is based off of Sweet Baby Ray's. And I just like to make a big mound in the middle and pour some sauce. That's probably not enough. And then simply just mix it together. Just try to get everything coated. At this point, we're doing the barbecue sauce to add flavor and to keep things from burning or drying out too much. See, I told you, not enough sauce. And after a good mix through, start spreading them out a little bit on the pan. This helps with caramelization and thoroughness of cooking. And then back in the oven for 5 more minutes. 5 minutes is up, and here is our vegan barbecue. Ready to go on a sandwich, on a plate, or however you like your barbecue. We happen to be making a sandwich, and I have here a whole wheat hamburger bun and the pre-sliced onion. Ready to go. Now it's time to pile on the barbecue goodness. Look at that steaming, sweet, sticky mass of barbecue going on that sandwich. And I'm gonna pile this one high. I was gonna make 2, but you know what? I'm just gonna make 1. But what this really needs is more sauce. Place that slice of onion on top, push it down just a little bit, compact everything, put on the top bun, and you are ready to go. Piled high, look at that. That is a beautiful vegan barbecue sandwich. Since no cooking video is complete without a taste, well, maybe I'll just take one bite. I have one word to say on this. Yum. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.